Alrighty, so welcome to today's trade recap. So coming into the day, I was bullish again. Again, we're in bullish order flow, so as long as we have confirmation of that on the higher time frame, all I need is the same thing on the lower time frame. So coming into the daily here, again, we had this bullish SMT that got put in. Again, discount of this entire range. Then price, again, I saw this 4-hour sweep of the low. Again, 4 hours sweep of the low, I'm expecting the high. And then if you go on the hourly and I grab yesterday's range, again, hourly unfilled here. And then we had the 15-minute unfilled. This was all low resistance. So again, my eyes went straight up there. And again, if you look at the daily profile of the day, was New York reversal. Asia and London accumulated and then manipulated lower. And then we expect the New York reversal. And that's exactly what we did. 9:30 opened lower into a key level, which was, before we go into the key level, I want to explain a little bit more what kind of made me even more like bullish and what I wanted to see before even taking a long, right? So after I see a sweep of these lows, if you look at price, I see a sweep of these lows on the hourly, so I expect us to go here. And now I'm looking at the highest time frame gap that's between me and those lows, right? And and those highs. So again, we swept this low. I expect this high to get taken. Now I go on the 30-minute. If there wasn't a 30-minute gap, I would have gone to the 15-minute, right? But there was a 30-minute. Once this 30-minute gap got invalidated, I was, okay, this is very bullish. Now, all I can really hope for is that 9:30 opens lower and does the 9:30 Judas, and then we go higher. Right, so what am I going to do? I'm grabbing this entire range. I'm grabbing from the low to the high. I want discount. So price came into discount, tapped the breaker, which gave me, again, bullish confirmation that we were very bullish. Again, same thing, 5-minute low got swept. I said this is going to be my break even. Now, we're in equilibrium. Price came into the breaker, tapped into this mitigation leg, in a discount with a higher time frame PD rate, and there's nothing getting in between me and these highs now. Now, what is getting between me and these highs? This 1 minute, which is the highest time frame. If you go on the 2-minute, 3-minute, there's nothing there, just a 1 minute. Again, we did an inverse here. We came lower, and then I wanted to see not just to close above the inversion here. In this case, I wanted to close above this candle high, because now this is an order block, and I'll use this as protection for price to put my stop loss. So I put my stop loss at the low here. Again, I know you guys are going to say, why would he take this trade literally 4 minutes before news? And I felt really confident in this trade. Maybe I could have waited because news has been, the morning has been a little choppy, but I just felt so confident because once 9:30 opened open lower, and then we closed above 9:30, and we have this, again, I was very confident in this trade. So I took it with confidence. And then I put my stop at the low. Price came lower. I said this low should be a rejection block, like we should respect this. And that's exactly what we did. We had this rejection block. Again, why would this be a high probability protected low? Because this low took this high. So if we're truly bullish, it is high probability that will be a rejection block. Again, same thing here. This low took this high. So again, I'm not going to go break even. I'm waiting for this break even to get taken, because if you go on the 5-minute, this low gets taken. So I want this high, and it's in a key level. I don't look for CRT in random levels. I barely even use CRT. I just use it in like cases where it looks undeniably clear. Besides that, I'm just looking for my range that's in a discount if I'm bullish, with a higher time frame PDRA and a protected low. If CRT happens to be there, again, most of the time it's there, but if it's really not and I have everything else, I'm going to go long as long as I have my model. So again, this low took this high, so I expected, I marked it out, rejection block, and then this is where news came out, and I was like, all right, this should hold. Once we close above this, I marked out the order block, and this inversion was still holding. And then once this high got taken, I expected that to be my break and deliver. This is what I mark out. Once this high gets taken, I don't want this to be like a soup, because we had a 5-minute here and it was like a big wick, and I was like, bro, like I don't want to see this. So I lowered my risk to this mitigated rejection block, and price should not go there. Then price got displacement. I went full break even, partial one at the buy side. Again, why am I partially one there? Because we swept this low again, and we were inside this 15-minute here. So I was afraid that that could be soup, and then with these market conditions, I'm always going to take low hanging fruit. So we took this. I took one of my contracts off, and then again, where's my next contract? We go back to the 4 hour, back where we originated from, 4 hour low to the high. But again, I wasn't looking at it from that perspective at first. I just happened to notice it after. But I was looking at this hourly unfilled. Why? Because we had so much low resistance here. This low failed to take out, this high failed to take out this high, this high failed to take out this high. So much low resistance. Like, look at this. It's like a trend line. So I expect once we take one, we take all. I took 2 contracts off there because, again, it's an hourly unfilled. And with these market conditions, I don't really want to test that. Like, again, if market conditions have been a lot better, I would have had more conviction with that. And then we slapped all of this on the 15-minute right here, which was the last unfilled for Valley Gap. And then if you go on the 5-minute, it's an intermediate term high, so price can reverse from there, and that's exactly what we're doing. Again, and if you're grabbing ranges, you can grab this entire range from yesterday to here. This was yesterday's high, previous day high. So we were in a premium in the 15-minute. So that's why I didn't expect this hourly to really take much. But yeah, again, pretty simple trade. After that, I did see something mechanical, but I locked myself out of my account for the day because this was the drawn liquidity. If I didn't take again, if I didn't end up catching this long because of no opportunity, I would have ended up taking this short. Why? Again, we had equilibrium. Once the model is done for the day, if we wick, again, as long as we don't close above these highs, we wick. Again, what do we have? A range, higher time frame PD array, sweep of liquidity, and SMT, and now we just need the highest time frame inversion. Again, 10 EM open higher. Let me remove some of this lipstick here. Actually, I'll remove all this, and then, actually, hold on. I want to do a little bit better. Okay. We had SMT at these highs. Again, right over here, bearish SMT, as you can see. 5-minute CRT. So, again, oops. Let me just mark this out as a sweep. So I expect this to go lower here, but again, I would have had a little bit more conviction. Where's my 10 EM? Oh, it's right here. Yeah, so again, this is my 10 EM low, so this would have been the target. Boom, right here. But again, I know there's a small little 5-minute here, so I wouldn't go break even in this occasion because we're so high up. Like, I would trust this. So again, we have SMT. We have a range, higher time from PD rate, SMT, highest time from inversion. Again, we're in a premium. So now we just need my inversion. 10 EM is opening higher, which is right here. 10 EM. This is 10 EM open. 10 EM open right here. This could have been your short. Boom. Stop at the high. And then you can target a 1-to-1 right there. Low hanging fruit just due to the fact that it's a mechanical trade. And we can consolidate. So short, I wouldn't go break even here. If anything, I'll lower my risk to the order block, and then I'll wait for a 1-to-1, and it would have hit. And that's what my trade would have been for the day, honestly, if I didn't catch the long. But once I caught this, I was satisfied with this, and this is more of a tape read, and it played off. Right? Again, once again, if you look at the mistake we did yesterday we would have had too much displacement, and I told myself, all right, like from now on, I don't want to see too much displacement if I'm going to take a MAC. And look, today there wasn't too much displacement, and again, we had this sweep of the high, SMT, premium, higher time frame gap, again, in inversion. So pretty good day, pretty simple. Again, like clearest price action that we've gotten in a long time. I feel like for the past like 2 weeks, it's been pretty brutal, honestly, and we stayed patient. Again, we're in a process focused journey and just really building those good habits, and as you can see, they pay off, right? And just biggest lesson that I learned, and I keep learning more and more about just myself and just this whole trading journey, is you got to stay patient, and just trust your edge. Whenever you're feeling like on edge about anything or anxious or like, fuck, like, can I really do this? Just trust your edge. That's all you can really lean on. You know your edge is profitable and you know it works. So therefore, don't force anything else. Nothing else really matters, right? Like everything else is just noise. So if you trust your edge, literally, that's all you need. Other than that, hope you guys had a good day. If you guys have a question, leave it in the comment section below. Or if you took a trade, let me know what trade you took, and maybe I can go over it in my next video. Again, if you guys have any questions, again, let me know and put them in the comment section below. Other than that, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.